Hello friends, my name is Olga and today I want to tell you about Ukrainian-Russian war, the last news about that. Maybe you know already that today in Russian city Bryansk, this region quite close to Ukrainian border, there was some huge explosions on the military storage and on some fuel storage or oil storage or something. And of course Russians say that it was it did Ukrainian army, but our experts and people who connect with administration, with military things, they say that it is impossible for Ukrainian army because it is too far. The city is quite deep inside Russia. It is 170 kilometers, and it is almost impossible, to reach by, maybe we have some weapon, some missiles to reach that, even to reach that city, but Russians, they have a lot of special system for air defense under Russia, and it is too far, so it is almost impossible to imagine that, for example, Ukrainian helicopters or missiles can reach that Bryansk. And also, maybe before was explosions in Kursk, in Belgorod. It is also Russian city, and they are not far from Ukrainian border before. And also there was maybe a week or two was new about two helicopters that was on in the sky, and they also throw some bombs, and there was explosions in Russian city. And our experts say that for Ukrainian army it is impossible. Of course, we can assume that maybe our army do not want to show all cards, to tell all truth, but anyway, of course I want to believe my side, my army, anyway, as I'm Ukrainian. But anyway, let's think why, if it is not Ukraine, if it's not true, if really our experts and people who connect with military things, they say truth, that it's not Ukrainian side. Then another version that it was made by Russians themselves. And if we are talking, for example, military storage of some weapon, no one knows if they were full of that weapon. Maybe the Russians could prepare, and take out of that buildings, and that storages was empty actually, and they destroy that after that. And if we are talking about some place for storage, some fuel, some oil, it could be the same. And these storages, they on the way to Ukrainian, that huge pipe on the way to Europe. So as Ukraine and Russia, they have war, no one uses that way and that pipe now. So that storages on that near that route to Europe, it is closed. So there was no, I think, a lot of oil, if it was oil preserved, and so it's impossible to destroy a lot of there. So it could be like a play to pretend for Russian side that it was like Ukraine, but actually they made it. And I heard such opinion that why Russia need that to think up that this like terroristic, strikes, and say that it was Ukrainian side, and why they destroy their own objects in their cities. Actually, that opinion that they want to make mobilization of men of nearest Russian regions near Ukrainian border, and to do that openly, not hide this mobilization as they tried to did before. They tried to did hiding mobilization. That means they send the letters with invitation to men who should have obligations to serve in army if Russia should defend itself. But now Russia not defend its attack. It's like a side that attack other country. So they have no any reasons. That people, they have no any reason to agree to sign the contracts, and actually they refuse. A lot of people refuse to sign it. But anyway, if there will be officially state of war, how to say, the level, the danger, the highest, the level of danger in that regions, at least will be the highest, the red level. Then the Putin could create the or sign a document that actually these regions will be openly in the status of war with Ukraine, and that will give him a possibility to send this letter with invitation for people who have to take a weapon and go to war, actually officially, and there will be no any contracts, no choice for them. They actually, if they will receive that letter, they must go and take the weapon and go for war. So that is that's the red level of danger in that regions could be created by, for example, some terroristic attacks, strikes, and for example, now they have yellow level of danger, of terroristic danger, because already was explosions, as I told you before, in Belgorod, in Kursk. It was even 2 times for these 2 months of war with Ukraine, and actually that times also no one knew who did that, but some experts thought that actually it could be Russia, and actually Russians, they destroy some objects on their territory by themselves and pretend that it was Ukraine. But anyway, now they have the yellow danger level of danger because of that explosions. And to make this open mobilization, to take Russian men go to war with Ukraine, they need red level of danger, and that means they should also make some, simulate some terroristic acts like it was made by Ukrainian forces, and then they will receive the right to say that it is already red level of danger because a lot of terroristic strikes was made by Ukraine. So Ukraine, it is the enemy officially. It will be not like some special operation, military operation, because in Russia no one call this actually war, and it is forbidden in Russia to call what happens with Russia and Ukraine. It's forbidden to call it war. They call it like a special military operation. But when the red level of danger will be reached in that closest regions, Bryansk region, Kursk, near that city, Kursk, Belgorod, so they will officially say that actually it is war, at least in that regions closer to Ukraine, and so the population of that regions, especially men, they will have no choice. They have to, you know, go in military office, the offices of their army, and they should go war with Ukraine. So it is a way for Putin to solve that problem that he has now, because they cannot reach enough people to get enough soldiers for, you know, high effective operation against Ukrainian military forces. They have techniques, they have tanks, they have aircrafts, but they don't have enough people, and the quality of the soldiers quite low. And actually, as I told you, hidden mobilization didn't work, because a lot of people who was mobilized, they actually should sign a contract. There was no any law to make them you know, go war. Actually they have some, you know, choice to sign this contract and go war, or do not sign. And actually a lot of people do not want to die, and they didn't sign that contract. And after the red level will be reached, they will have no any choice, as I told you. And also, now I hear about that in the Sumy region, in the Chernihiv region, actually there is now some movement of Russian machinery. It's not essential, but actually they create some fortificative, you know, things, and actually they didn't go out deeply to Russia from that territories. So near the borders on the northern direction to near Kiev, near Chernihiv, it's not still safe, because actually Russians didn't leave that lands, you know, on 100%. A lot of soldiers, maybe not for attack, but for, you know, creating that fortification buildings, or how to say, some structures. They now creating there, and sorry, that is my cats. They ruined some paper boxes. There is some movement of Russian machinery now, and on the other western southern side, from the side of Moldova, also we receive some information that in how to say, the Prydnestrovia, it is Transnistria, yes, a region. It is also captured by long time ago by Russian army, the same as Donbass, the same as Crimea territory, but it is territory of Moldova, another state, so another country. So on that territory now was also some, you know, simulation of terroristic danger, of terroristic strike. There was some shooting near the building of their so-called government, but it was all prepared, because they already prepared a shelter, and they was already in the shelter when starting the shooting. They applied some mines. Maybe you know, Putin want to also by that also simulated terroristic act in Transnistria, want also make that some part of his army in that region, because they actually occupied that region of another country. They want to apply these forces also to attack, for example, Odessa. It is very strange because a lot of people here in Ukraine told that part of Russian army in Transnistria are quite weak. They do not have heavy weapons, they do not have enough soldiers, Actually, they the heaviest weapon. It's not a problem for Ukrainian army now. We can destroy them, very fast, and that's why they too weak. So they could, sit there and wait for some other forces. If for example, Russian army will pass Mykolaiv, which they cannot do now, and reach the Odessa, then from the western side, then Transnistria part of Russian army will join that part that will come from Crimea, Mykolaiv, and to Odessa, and together it will be like some potential and some reason to use them to attack. But as we know that Putin did every step of Putin quite not logic, so we can only guess why he doing this, and why he like provoke this group of Transnistria's soldiers of Russian army on that territory, also like provoke to involve them in that war from the southern western part, and maybe to attack Odessa. Why he doing this? Maybe he do not know that they're too weak or something. But actually, such events happens, and so. So it means that they didn't, do not give up. They actually have some plans. A lot of here people say that that generals and military people in Russia who have quite high position, and they're head of some huge departments and in their army. They understand that they cannot win this war, but maybe this not logic steps made by this army, because the Putin is the head of the army, because actually president of the country is the head of the army, and his commands are should be executed. So generals and people who understand that it's not logical steps, they cannot do anything. So maybe it is the will of the Putin, and that's why people who understand here what happens, they said that this is possible, this is stupid steps but anyway Putin do them, because actually he is not person who understand a lot in military science, in art of war, because actually it is in some meaning, yes, an art, so I don't know what will be from the side of Transnistria, what will be in Moldova, because so far Moldova even didn't recognize that and say that actually we have war. They sit so quietly, and their government do not do any very loud speech, and tell any loud and some certain opinions. And it is very strange, because actually they also have some occupied territory by another country, and in Ukraine everybody wonder why they do not use this situation to free them territory, why they sit so quietly. And from Moldova side they say that they too small country, they're afraid to make any steps, because they actually do not have powerful armies, they so small, and that's why they're scared. But anyway, they sat quietly, but now this conflict spreads even by that terroristic strike also on their territory too. And maybe it means that now Moldova could be involved in this war. I don't know what will be there, because with Belarus, it didn't work. Lukashenko is quite sly, and experienced politician, and he resists of Putin demands to involve his army so far. So that is the situation on the moment. I want to tell you. And also, if you are still watching my video now, because it is quite long, I know, but anyway, if you're still watching it, I want to say thanks to everybody who send me comments, who send me words of support. It is very important for me. It is very important not just for me, but for Ukrainians, for Ukrainian people. Because this nightmare and this terrible situation, of course, make people very, frustrated, scared. They do not know what to do. A lot of refugees, they never, was abroad, and they do not know where to go, where to move from that war person. And even for me, who are not under attacks, under bombardments now, I know a lot of Ukrainians, they still under bombardments, but anyway, I'm not. But it is anyway stressful situation, and anyway, it is very important to receive any support, any words of support, any smile, any heart typed in the comments. So I'm very thankful to you, and I will try to do more videos for you, more interesting videos. I hope they are interesting for you. So that is all I wanted to say, and thank you very much once again, and see you in the next time. Bye.
Вибухи в Тирасполі повідомив